We're strangers again. I still remember how you said my name, like somehow nothing in this world would ever change. We had forever written in our eyes, made all those promises beneath the same night sky. You knew the places where my heart was weak, you knew the words I never had to speak. Now I walk past you like I don't know your face. Funny how love can disappear without a trace. We went from talking every night to barely saying hello, from holding each other so tight to watching each other go. Now we're strangers again, like we never knew how this story would end. Like your hand was never holding mine, like you never told me you'd be here for life. We're strangers again, two hearts that forgot where the other one ends. I know your secrets, you know my pain, but somehow we're strangers again. I pass the places where we used to go, and every corner has a memory. I know your favorite song still plays inside my head, and I still turn around when someone says your name instead. I wonder if you ever think of me, or if you burned every picture that you kept of me. I gave you everything I had to give. Now I'm learning how to live with what we couldn't fix. We went from dreaming side by side to living separate lives, from saying baby don't you leave to letting go without goodbye. Now we're strangers again, like we never knew how this story would end. Like your hand was never holding mine, like you never told me you'd be here for life. We're strangers again, two hearts that forgot where the other one ends. I know your secrets, you know my pain, but somehow we're strangers again. I heard you're doing better now without me, and honestly I hope that's where you're meant to be. I won't pretend that it doesn't hurt to see you smiling while I'm still picking up the pieces of us. Maybe we were meant to lose our way, maybe some forever's only meant to fade. But if you ever wonder what you meant to me, you were the best part of who I used to be. And maybe time will heal the scars, maybe I'll forget your eyes, but there's a part of me that still can't understand our goodbye. Now we're strangers again, like we never knew how this story would end. Like your hand was never holding mine, like you never told me you'd be here for life. We're strangers again, two hearts that forgot where the other one ends. I know your secrets, you know my pain, but somehow we're strangers again. So if we meet somewhere years from tonight, I'll smile and tell you that I'm doing alright. I won't ask you where you've been, and I won't bring up how we used to begin. I'll let the memories stay where they belong. I'll forgive you for the things that went wrong, and even though it breaks my heart to say, I guess loving you was never meant to make you stay. You were my home, now you're just a name. You were my future, now you're yesterday. We had a world that nobody else could see. Now you're just someone who once meant everything to me. And maybe that's the hardest truth to face. Sometimes love doesn't mean you get to stay. Sometimes two people can give all they can and still end up strangers again. Strangers again. Oh. my pain. But somehow we're strangers again. We're strangers again. And I don't know when we became them. Two people with 1,000 memories, walking past each other like we never used to be. We're strangers again, but I'll always remember you back then, when you were mine and I was your man, before we became strangers again. Maybe in another life we would have made it to the end, but in this one you were my love, and now we're strangers.